Okay, hey, it's a guy named Joe from Dungeon Crawlers Radio. As always, you're welcome. And seeing as everyone else was, everyone's all, Joe, get in front of the camera. There, you happy now? I'm on camera. I'm here with Dan Willis, writer of this new books. I was about to spoil it for you. So I'm here with Dan Willis, writer of
The Flux Engine.
So tell us a little bit about the Flux Engine.
Well, the Flux Engine is an alternate history steampunk western, because one genre just isn't enough.
Indeed.
And follows the story of a young man who's trying to find out about his heritage and ends up setting off a very small disaster which calls attention to something that he has that people have been looking for a while, and sends him off on a quest to find out why people are now trying to kill him.
Okay. So what's you're bending genres considerably here, especially with the alternate history. What sort of new things are you going to be bringing to the table with the steampunk and western?
Well, steampunk's automatically alternate history because at some point the world has changed and you have higher technology in the 1800s than you would have normally. And so in this world, basically, Atlantis existed and they were a world power for a while until they destroyed themselves. And when the Spanish came to take over South America, the Mayans kicked their butts. And so Sir Francis Drake, instead of going to sink the Spanish Armada, went to sink the Mayan Armada, discovered Atlantis, and that's where the technology comes from to do things like break the laws of physics. And they use crystals, and the main character has a crystal that is the only thing he has from his mother before she disappeared. And he keeps trying to use it because all these crystals have purposes. They're designed to do something. He's trying to figure out what it does, and when he finally figures out something that it can do, he destroys half the town he's in. The people who've been looking for that crystal come looking for him. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay. So then, what other? I presume that this is not entirely your effort, your cover art here. We could Can we get a look down at some of the? Hey. Get a closer look at some of the artwork going on here. Who did you collaborate with to get some of your artwork down?
Well, the artwork was done by a friend of mine, old friend of mine named Jeff Brimley. He's a gallery artist. He's a student of a guy named Greg Olson. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's big in the religious art world. And I basically went to him and said, listen, I need you to do me a great airship and a great cover, and I gave him the basic design, and he got a picture of the airship over here a second ago. And Jeff really ran with it and gave it, pillars and stained glass, and just, the Victorians went way overboard with everything. And so he just did that with the airship, and it just looked so good when he was done. So yeah, if you're going to write a book and you're going to put all the effort into it, don't put an idiotic cover on it. Get something that looks good.
Yeah, so, right? Right. So what are going to be the further adventures moving on to here?
Well, I wrote some books for Wizards of the Coast under their Dragonlance brand, which is how I got my start. This book is going to have a continuation in probably next year, but I've been kind of sidetracked. I'm doing a project with Tracy Hickman, who is the author or the founder of the Dragonlance brand. Yeah. See if I can get you a picture of this. It's a steampunk Civil War tale. Come on. And it's entitled Dragons of the Confederacy.
Oh, yeah, man, look at that.
So yeah, we're having some fun with that, and that's a 3-book series that we'll be launching later this year.
Great. So then, when can we start? When can we start seeing the Flux Engine? When will that be around?
Well, this is available now from thefluxengine.com or Amazon. You can get it in hardback or in electronic format. It's also on the Nook store, not yet on the iTunes bookstore, but coming.
And then will it also be? Is it available in like audiobook, or plans of making an audiobook soon?
No plans to make an audiobook yet, but when that becomes a possibility, we'll definitely do that.
Awesome. And then, so real quickly too, as a personal question, who would you have narrating for your audiobook?
Oh wow, Patrick Warburton.
Nice, you heard it here first. So Dan Willis, Patrick Warburton, tag team. We're gonna make this work. All right. So, So where can we? You said you could find the Flux Engine on thefluxengine.com. Thefluxengine.com. So then
you can also find it on Amazon. Just search for the Flux Engine or Dan Willis.
So just search out Dan Willis. And where can listeners and viewers find your other works?
Unfortunately, when the Wizards of the Coast shut down, they all went out of print. The bright side of that is they are now all on Audible. Wizards of the Coast just released them on Audible last month. So I don't know who's reading them, but they haven't even sent me my copy yet. So, but yes, they are on Audible, and you can find me on Facebook, W. Daniel Willis, or dansrealm.com.
Awesome. All right. So you heard it here at Dungeon Crawlers Radio. This is a guy named Joe. Dan Willis, thank you for being on with us. Really appreciate the time.